Hey everyone, this is Voltage Development here and welcome back to another Unity tutorial. So, this tutorial is probably going to be one of the most quickest ones because I'm going to show you how to do a simple flashlight, and this level might look a little bit different, and that's only because I've moved a few things so that it looks more organized and stuff. So, the first thing that we're going to do is on our player, well actually to be fair, on our camera, not on our player, on our camera, we are going to right click on our camera and we are going to go down to light and, well, we could do any of these lights, but we're going to go for spotlight, and that simply creates a spotlight like that, and it doesn't seem very effective at the moment. But if, say, we increase the spot angle, maybe, there you go. As you can see, it's a little bit more effective. And let's just increase the intensity, maybe. So now, as you can see, it's getting a bit more effective. Now let's have a look at the game right now. As you can see, we've got our flashlight, and let's go into the game. So now that we're inside of our game, you can see that the flashlight is following my camera, aka my mouse. So now we have a flashlight inside our game. So now that we've got our flashlight inside of our game, what we can do is we can create a brand new script. I know that we're creating a lot of scripts. You can actually create a folder to pull your scripts inside and call the folder scripts or something. But for now, let's just create a brand new script. Let's call it flashlight. Just maybe flashlight. Just call it flashlight script. So now that we have our flashlight script, let's go ahead and open it up in Visual Studio right now. So here we are, and before we do anything, let's just get rid of these comments as we're not going to need them. And now what we can do is we can make a variable, or a public variable, should I say, and let's call it, let's just make the variable game object. There we go. So now we've got our game object, and we're going to call it, you know what, let's call it light. So now that we have our game object, which is a light, which of course is this spotlight over here. So now what we can do is inside of the start, we can immediately do this. So light is, let's just do dot. And now let's do enabled. Is it enabled? I don't think it is, no. Actually, you know what? Let's just do lights dot set active, and then do brackets, and now type in false. There we go. So now, when we save our script and when we go back into the game, our light will be immediately, well, not there. It will be turned off. Okay, so before we actually go into the game to test out if the spotlight or flashlight is actually off, we need to make sure that our flashlight script is actually added to the camera object, and I've already done so. So let's just look down here, and we've got our flashlight scripts down here, and next to lights we've got game objects, which is none. So inside of there we need to specify the spotlight flashlight. So there we go, and now let's get inside of the game. So now that we're inside of the game now, you can see that it is, well, lagging, but also the spotlight is off. And also, if you can see on the left here, you can see that the spotlight is kind of grey, but the rest of the objects are sort of, well, they're black, but this one's more grayer than black. That is because, if we come out of this, that is because the game object itself is actually inactive, and you can actually enable and disable the game objects by going up to the inspector here and just taking this tick off. And over here, it becomes grey, and then we tick it back on, and it becomes, well, it gets back to normal. So when you're doing set and active inside of your script, it just makes the game object inactive inside of the game. You can't see it. It has no effect on the objects around it. So that is how you do the spotlight as a flashlight inside of your game. Now, if you want to actually control your spotlight flashlight with like input, then simply go into your script, and in the update, let's do if input dot get key down, and let's do key code dot f, the normal one, and then let's open and close bracket. Now inside of here we actually need to create another variable, and let's call it public bool, let's just say light active, maybe. Yeah, light active. There we go. And now inside of here we can do the same thing that we did with another script, like which one was it? Was it player movement? Oh no, mouse stuff. Actually, it was probably mouse stuff, right? Yeah, over here. So when we made the cursor visible equals cursor visible, we can do the same thing over here, where we make the boolean equal to itself, but false. Let's do now light active is equal to exclamation mark light active. I forgot to tell you that the exclamation mark is just a way of saying not. So for example, if we did like if light active is equal to true, or light active, if we did an if statement like if light active was equal to true or false, if we were to say false, actually I will just show you anyway. So let's do if light active. If we just leave it like that, then the if statement will just see it as true. But if, let's just do this. Now, if outside of that, we do another if statement, if, and then we do exclamation mark, light active, then the if statement will automatically see it as false. Doesn't matter if you put on equals equals true or equals equals false. If you just do light active or exclamation mark like light active, then the if statement will automatically see it as true or false. I hope that's cleared up. Now, the same thing we're gonna do here is what we did in the mouse stuff script, where we're gonna make a separate void, and we're gonna call it let's call it flashlight active, and then create another void, and let's call this flashlight inactive. And now, since we need to actually access these voids, these functions, let's put them inside of these if statements. So if light active is equal to true, then go to flashlight. Is it gonna? Yes, it is. Okay, flashlight active, and then if light active is equal to false, then go to flashlight. For goodness sake, flashlight inactive. And there we go. So now we are able to actually access these functions down here. Now in here, we can simply do light dot set active, and then inside of the brackets, let's put in true. And now for the flashlight inactive, let's just copy this statement up here, because it's pretty much the same. And there we go. Now we have control over our flashlight. So now that we're inside of the game, let's press F. Our flashlight is on. Press F again. Our flashlight is off. On, off, on, off, on, off. And that is how you do a simple flashlight, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you out, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.